last video of the night. I'm going to be making 3 videos a week, okay? This one is on education for young kids. I'm talking not about high school, but middle school and elementary. Elementary. Sorry, Mom. I say it differently than her. School was really hard for me because I'm dyslexic. I don't learn how teachers teach. I just have a really, really hard time. I actually ended up dropping out in high school through therapist orders, actually. Sorry. And I got my GED and everything, but yeah, it was kind of, but anyways, I think that if your child is having trouble or at all, get them a 504 plan. That's what I had. It might be different in your state or country. Yes, it is special ed. No, it is not for retarded children or stupid children. It is to help those children who need that extra help. In high school, I was taking a lot of classes, but I had 4 extra periods to do whatever I want as long as I was studying. This is when I was in 10th and 11th grade, and I left in 11th, but I had 4 extra periods. 1, I had to go to the special ed room, and I had to sit there and learn. Then 3 periods, I would go to a biology class, chemistry, and then my other one was the library. Because my biology teacher, I had failed 9th grade and had to be in 10th. We found out he had Asperger's as well, and Asperger's, however you say it, and he helped me, and then he gave me extra lessons, and then I went over to the chemistry room with him, and we would work in there, and then I would go up to the library and sit and study. But the one period that I was in special ed, I sat down with the teacher, and she helped me with my studying. So don't think that, oh, if I put my child in special ed, they're going to be, the stupid kid. Everybody's going to make fun of them. Here's the thing. Your kid's going to be made fun of. You were made fun of. I was made fun of. My mom was made fun of. My dad was. The whole world was. The president, the queen was made fun of. It does not matter. Your child is going to be made fun of. It's part of life. People bully other people. I'm not saying they're going to get bullied because they're autistic. It might be because, they have, a Barbie doll that this other girl doesn't have, or your child got on the football team but some other kid didn't, or somebody thinks, your child's not cool. It's gonna happen, and, I'm very against bullying, but it happens. We can't just get rid of it. So don't think, I'm not gonna put my child in special ed because they're gonna get bullied. They're gonna be looked at as stupid. No. You're getting them help. That's the thing. You gotta look forward. You have to look towards the fact that they're getting help that they need. Make sure that their teachers, the staff, the principal know that your child has autism. Make sure they understand it. Make sure they know what it is. Fight for your child. Really just fight the whole way there. Teach your kids at home. Make sure they learn. Make sure they know what they, A lot of us have high IQs, but we just don't know how to use it in a setting that we can't learn from. That was really my problem. I'm highly intelligent. I'm technically a genius, but I have trouble learning the way teachers learn. That's why when I was in high school, I was so lucky to have this teacher that was Asperger's, because he learned how I learned. And, every week he would let me dissect a pig because I want to be a pathologist. And he let me do it. And I got to do it like every week or so. And he got to the point where he would just set it all up for me, and I would just come in and do it and leave. And then we did chemistry together, and I just kind of put a lot of stuff together. I didn't really understand it. But yeah, I think that a lot of parents are going to say, no, bullying. I don't want my child there. No, it's a great thing. A lot of schools, if you live in bigger areas or more populated areas, will have a program especially for autistic children. So look into that. Okay, now here's the big thing. If your child is doing so bad with, anxiety, stuff like that, or you just can't see, you're just so upset over this, alternative schooling. I did alternative schooling for about 3 months before I dropped out. A lot of schools will do it after school, between certain hours, and yeah, I think that does help people. You still get the socializing, sorry, but and here's the big one that I think people are kind of get upset that I'm suggesting this, but I'm only looking out for people's best interest, and I know what trouble I had. They do online schooling for kindergarten up through 12th grade. It is a program, I think it's called K-12. I've actually looked into it, it's pretty good. I would recommend it. I've talked to several people on Wrong Planet that their children are doing it. And homeschooling even, just whatever you can to get your child's education. This is of vital importance. For older kids, when it comes to dropping out, don't ever say that your child is not going to get anywhere in life if they drop out. I dropped out due to anxiety, bullying. I failed all my classes on purpose, but I wasn't stupid. I did it I think it was the fact that I was so highly intelligent. I just hid it from everybody, so people are going to look at me like differently. I don't know. It was a really bad time for me, but if your child wants to honestly drop out of high school, tell them what it's going to be like. Tell them that they're going to have a hard time. But if your child does make that step, get them their GED like that. I dropped out on May 11th, 2009, May 11th I dropped out, and on June 11th I got my GED. And then I went to school, a trade school, later that year. I had to leave for a mental breakdown, but I returned this past fall, and I was there for 5 months. I was in welding for 3 weeks. I left because I realized it's not what I want to do. I will be taking college courses this fall. Yay! Online, so that would be pretty great. And then maybe next year I will apply to nursing school. But yeah, I think that whatever it takes to get your child an education that they deserve, go for it. Do not settle for less. But really, I would recommend you look into a type of a 504 plan. Basically, my 504 plan had the special ed in it. I was allowed to listen to my iPod because music is a calming thing for me, and I was only allowed to listen to it during test. I had my teacher actually had to go through my playlist that I had, and it was all classical music, so a lot of Beethoven and like Bach on it, and Claire de Lune on it. I love that song. And so like that would really calm me during test, because that was like one of the most like messed up things I've ever had to do. I hated it, absolutely hated it. And I remember actually in 11th grade, for some reason here it's called the ACT test. We do that in 10th, and then in 11th you do your SATs. And I don't know why. You take your SATs in 11th and 12th grade. And when you're in 11th, you don't get your results back. They just tell you if you failed or passed. But I remember taking them, and like I had my headphones, and the lady didn't know, like she was like a substitute for somebody, and she got mad at me. It was so horrible because I couldn't have my headphones. What else is on there? Calculator. I have to use a calculator. it was also in there that I could use pens, because I can't write with pencils. I have to write with a certain type of pen. And a lot of teachers don't like that, especially English teachers, I think, because they're like, oh no, you have to correct your mistakes. Oh my god, you can't use a pen because you have to correct mistakes. What if you got to erase something? Like, give me a break. I don't know what else was on it. But anyways, yeah, so do that. But really what I'm trying to say is push for your child's education. And I really recommend a 504 plan and having extra help. It really will help your child. So it's my last video for the week. Any suggestions, just post below. My chubby little hands. Bye.